Happy to have in studio with me 35th District Representative Drew MacEwen. Good morning, Drew.
Good morning, Jeff.
How are you?
Wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm really well, thanks, and good to see you. Good to talk with you. It's been a little while since we've caught up as the legislative session has put the wraps, and now we're kind of moving back up and getting ready towards the next election this November. You're running for re-election in position 2 in the 35th District.
Yes.
Right now, a Republican from Union is kind of the distinguisher there. And how are things going?
They're going very well. Yeah, it's the campaign takes on from the beginning it's more of a marathon, and now we're suddenly into the sprint end of it. And segue from your previous segment there, and hopefully there's not a train.
No,
in the way.
no train blocking you on the way. Oh my gosh, what a story that was.
Yeah, but no, it's going very well, and things. Like I said, it's a marathon in the beginning, and then all of a sudden it's like it's just upon you. And in fact, as we were talking earlier, military ballots go out in about a week and a half.
Amazing.
And so I mean it's. And then the regular ballots for those of us that are here, that's just 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
So, I mean it's upon us. I mean November 8th obviously is the day, but as we know in this state with all mail balloting, it's upon us much quicker.
It happens early.
Here.
How's the reception out there in the world? You've been you'll be going for your third term.
Correct.
Is that correct?
That's
so
correct.
You've been in the State House for 4 years now, and what do you get from a sense of the constituents?
Very receptive, very positive. This district is by and large very independent-minded, and always has been. It carves its own niche, and I just have always taken the viewpoint that to do what's best for this district first. I don't worry about what anyone else might say. What's first and foremost to me are the constituents here, and I think that's served me well. We've done a lot of work with the capital budget and helping improve the infrastructure here in Shelton and excuse me, on the north end in Mason County, and going to continue to do those works. We have a lot of unique issues here from our economy standpoint. We're heavily dependent on tourism, and also obviously the timber industry and the shellfish industry, and those are issues that are always that we always have to be on the defense about, and make sure that we're well represented. And I think that the people responded and with the work that I've done, and I appreciate that.
What are some of the other things that people can look back on, look at your record over the last couple of years, and decide whether or not they want to keep you in, or maybe go for a different look?
Sure. Well, I most recently, as a member of Appropriations, one of the senior Republicans on the Appropriations Committee, I was, pleased to be a part of the largest increase in K-12 funding this past budget cycle, and also reducing higher tuition costs on average of 20%. But more specifically, on some of the bills that we've done, did a bill. I always talk about reform in state government, and when I say that, I'm not talking about that we, some people conjure that up as being, we got to let go, of thousands and thousands of state employees. That's not the case. What it is making sure that we're using tax dollars the most efficiently, and that state government's operating the most efficiently. And a bill that I'm very proud of, that strong bipartisan support that was signed by the governor a year ago, was reforms at the state VA system. You have the National Veterans Association, and then you have one at the state level, and the state level is a little more focused towards the National Guard and the Air National Guard, and ironically, a number of programs under state law they weren't eligible for, and so we fixed that. But we also cut out a lot of red tape that was there previously and made the VA run more efficiently. I'm very proud of that. I've worked very hard on tax reform. I've had strong bipartisan support on that. That's going to be a long process. We didn't get there overnight. We can't fix that one overnight. So that's been 85 years in the making. But again, just to have those strong bipartisan relationships, and again, going back to education, mentioned the funding issue. We're not done there, as we know. That's an ongoing issue, but again, having strong bipartisan support and passing legislation to reduce class size, very near and dear to me to do that and continue to move things forward. So again, I look at that bipartisan track record, and I look at it. It's somewhat as a blessing to have served in the minority, even though my objective is to get into the majority here. But it makes you work to the other side. Sure. And I think I've done that. My track record speaks to that over the last 4 years. I can't take a bill and make it happen on my own. I've got to find support on the other side. And I'll always, if we do take the majority here this year, and I think there's a very good chance that we can do that, I'm always going to keep that in mind, keep that to heart, that, I served in the minority. I know what that's like, and you've got to have that give and take on both ends. And so
I saw, was following you on the Facebook. I saw that you have been recently involved with some pretty high-profile fundraising. You were standing next to Carly Fiorina there for some things.
Yes.
What is how the fundraising been going for you?
It's been going well. And that particular that was for the statewide party. And that was fun. And she's taken on a more prominent role since dropping out of the presidential race. Has a strong following, and she came to Washington on her own dime. She didn't take an honorarium or anything, and just a real genuine person, and nice to spend some time with her, and and raise the profile here in the state of Washington a bit. And then the other one, I think that same day was Amy Roloff from Little People Big World.
That's right. That's who that was.
Yes, and that was in Bremerton, and that was a fundraiser for Holly Ridge, which is a real neat. They have a real neat deal that they do, and it's a facility that provides specialized services for infants to 3 years old that have severe, whether it's developmental disabilities or other issues that occurred through the birth process, and allows the families to stay together. And being in a huge military community, oftentimes you got a lot of deployment issues going on, and so that was a fundraiser for facility improvements that they're looking to do, and she came to speak for that, and it was fun to be a part of that as well. And great. We've got, I think, the strongest thing that we have in this district are the people, and the people running that particular facility are doing a wonderful job, and it was just fun to be a part of that.
You mentioned the possibility of Republicans taking control of the House. How's the sense in the Republican ranks these days with both the gubernatorial race and the presidential race this year?
Yeah, well, to the national side, it's toxic on both sides. And I mean, I'm not going to deny that. That's on both sides of the aisle. I think various factions feel disenfranchised for what are legitimate concerns, and and it's unfortunate. A country of 330 million people, and these are our two choices right now. But I'm a big believer in that change comes from the bottom up. When we're talking about the political arena and in this country, it's not going to be a top-down approach. And so, let's not focus on the toxicity that's there at the national level. Let's be that positive change here locally that we all are seeking. And let's be the leaders, and let's make the changes that we want to make. And I really believe in the people here, and we're going to do that from the bottom up.
VoteDrewMac.com is the website where you can learn more about Drew's platforms and issues. We'll be talking with him more throughout the lead up to the election day and when the ballots come out. But again, 35th District Representative in the second position, Drew MacEwen. Good to see you this morning.
Yeah, you too, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
We'll check you back next time.